you certainly feel the magnitude of the situation. You know what I mean? 9 years could be the last one. So, it's emotional, it's hard. But, get to play with Q, Glow, rest of the O-linemen one more time. It's a great feeling. And right off into 2025 with a win at home is huge.
Do you think about those things while you're out there, or is it more before and after the game?
Not during the game, but like before. Running out of the tunnel one more time. It's tough.
So what do you see happening in the foreseeable future? Just kind of day by day, let it all play out?
Yeah, I'll go meet with Chris and Shane tomorrow and talk about things. But take a couple weeks and see what happens. Right? I think it'll take a couple months and see what happens.
I'm sorry, you've been through a lot here. What has to change?
Okay, I get paid a lot. I don't know if I get paid enough of that, but
We can argue.
yeah, it's tough. I think looking back on it, a lot of great pieces. Just I try to look and see if the quarterback was here from year to year, if that would help. I don't know. I try not to dwell on things I can't control. I'm kind of in a moment of reflection of my career. You know what I mean? So, if I'm part of the team going forward, great. If not, it's not over the horseshoe.
As much of a competitor you are you sort of glad this is over? The season, just because of all the stuff that went on?
No, there's a finality to it, right? There's the fact that Glow, me and Q get to play together. Another time is special. It's been an honor. Jim being that family just means so much to me. They've been there for us through so much. You won't find an owner who's more passionate about his players. You know what I mean? And I just can't be more thankful to be drafted here. 9 years ago, 2 hours from home, through all the ups and downs. There's not another place that I'd love to rather be. Indy will always be home, and I love this horseshoe, man. It's been an honor to represent it the right way.
How would you, I guess, sum up just your 9 years, ups, downs, everything that you put into this team and where it is now versus where you started?
Yeah, it's a lot of new faces from when it started. Kind of the last of the Grigson guys, right? But it goes by so fast, man. And they told me that when I was a rookie, I wouldn't believe it until 9 years later. You're sitting here, and very well could be the last one. So, like I said, I'll miss the games. I miss the stadium. I miss the guys more.
Ryan, in a season in which you guys have endured so much adversity as a team, you've endured so much adversity. How do you describe just getting to celebrate in this locker room one more time with that win?
Yeah, sitting out for 5 weeks and then come back, roll the Titans, score a lot of points against the Giants, and then come in here, unfortunately with playoff hopes diminished, but get a win against a divisional opponent that we haven't beaten in a couple years. That's the best. That's the best way to go out, and I couldn't be more happy.
Ryan, can you walk us through what walking off that field was like for you just now?
I'll try. Staring up and seeing my box full of people, I know who's up there, my family, my wife. Been there through all the journeys of my career, ups and downs, injuries. The fans, the amount of fans over here who stayed, when there's no playoff chances, right? But they've been really supportive of me, our family, this team throughout the years. It's hard, man. I remember the first time I ran on the field against, Detroit, week one, my rookie year. You know what I mean? And in a blink of a second, it's gone. So, just real emotional. But I couldn't be happier for a big win, and to play with these guys has been an honor.
Jonathan, each and every win this season has been so hard fought. This one certainly no exception. How do you describe just the celebration in this locker room, being able to go out with a victory to end the season?
Definitely bittersweet. I'm just ending off the year with a win. Of course, can't obtain our goal for this year, but it was something that we needed in order to just start off 2025 on the right foot, have everybody go into the offseason on a high note to work on themselves, to be ready to come back together and and push towards that goal.
Certainly, you have to be pleased with the way you closed out the season. 5 straight games of 100-yard rush performances altogether. 177 yards today, 34 carries with the touchdown. I mean, the effort that was out there today. How do you describe the work that you got from the offensive line as well?
I mean, they've been fighting and scratching and clawing all year. Just for myself and the backfield, we try to do whatever we can in order to make their job easier up front, and then try to make them right. Just try to make sure, if those guys opening up certain holes, we're there in the right spot. We're generating those explosive plays because they do a lot of the heavy lifting every single week.
What has Ryan Kelly meant to you in your career, and then especially out there today?
He's meant a ton. Just being able to see, one, how to be a pro, how to be a leader, and also how to be active in the community outside of the lines. He's one of those true pros, and we got a few of them on the line up front. So I'm just proud, and I'm pleased to be able to run behind Ryan Kelly.
What are the things that you build off going into the offseason in particular?
Number one, for myself or the entire team?
How about both?
Just for myself, just being able to continue to be efficient, just finding ways though to elevate those critical plays. You have different games where the team leans on you and you're able to come through, but you want to be able to do that every single time, every single down, every single play, to be elite. And then as a team, we just got to find a way to come together, play complementary football. That's how those teams, get into the postseason, is offense, defense, or special teams. No matter what game it is, all playing off of one another.
Are the right people here to take you guys where you want to go?
I believe so.
Higher up?
I believe so. And like I said, a couple plays here, a couple plays there. But those elite teams make them. They make those plays. So we got to find a way, myself included, to make those plays no matter the situation, no matter what it looked like at practice, whatever it looks like on the field on Sunday, make it happen.
JT, what is the balance of ending with like a great performance for yourself, ending with the win, but knowing that a couple things go different ways, you might be in the playoffs? Like, how do you square that as competitive?
Like you mentioned, it's tough. Like I said, it's bittersweet too because we went off on a win versus a division opponent. We started off 2025 right, but we would have loved for that to happen, and knowing, hey, we still have a bigger goal, a bigger mission this season, and that's not the case. So for us, it's trying to find peace in the win, but also knowing there has to be a fire inside of you this offseason to realize, like, hey, a couple of those plays you just make in that critical time might be a different story.
First year you make the playoffs here in Indianapolis, this year just outside of it. How would you sum up these first 5 years of your career with the Colts?
I think I've gotten a little bit of everything, which is kind of insane. They always say, like, every year is different, and it truly was. I've, like you said, we made the playoffs, we had injuries, we done had, team years where we didn't have double-digit wins. So I'm not saying I've seen everything, but I've seen a lot, and I just hope that I can use that experience to help some of the younger guys and the new guys that come in, the next year. I just want to be able to just be a soundboard for them.
It looked like, from at least my vantage point, you had a really good feel this year for when to be patient and let stuff develop and when to just get downhill and get after guys. Like, how did that kind of develop for you in year 5?
And it really depends on the scheme. A lot of times, especially once you get into the league, you always hear about, hitting the hole fast, but then it depends on the scheme. Do you have a puller? You have 2 pullers. How far removed are they? And then that goes into your timing step, how patient you are. So it really depends on the scheme, but I think once you truly understand the schemes, then you can play with your tempo a ton.
Is that something that you kind of have to develop with experience over an NFL career? Like, you're in year 5 and now you kind of get that wealth of experience.
For sure. And it's funny because there are just some things you just need experience. There's some things you just need experience. Now, some people have God-given talent. They may come in year 1 and just have it. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of guys, you just got to go ahead and get those reps.
Do you feel like you're a more complete, maybe just more adjusted running back than even you were in 2021 when you had that incredible season?
Definitely. Just from even things that you guys don't even see on the field, just from a mental standpoint. And even if the play doesn't go how it may script or I may see it in my head before the play, it's the fact that I'm doing that. And I know a lot of the great running backs, that's what they do before the ball even snaps. So I'm going to continue to still develop that, but I was definitely happy with it.
When the season doesn't meet expectations, there are usually changes. Are you anxious about what might change here in the next few days or weeks?
Oh, definitely, because every year it's always a different team, so you don't know what's going to happen, but you do know the experiences and the memories you had this year. So you start thinking about that, and you just wonder, man, I wonder if the same guys that I've had a lot of memories with are going to be here. So that's the reality of the business, and it sucks, but we know what's at stake.
The offense got rolling today with those deep plays in the passing game. I know you love to talk track speed. The year that Alec Pierce has had and just how that, him as the deep threat and complement to the run game, how that has contributed to this offense and the development this year.
He's been super explosive. I think he had like 36 catches for like 800 yards. I'm like, that's insane. But I mean, you guys saw it today. When those critical plays matter, AP through all year has been someone who's came up time and time again making those big plays. I think we can all learn a lot from Alec, just that clutch gene he has.
Last thing for me, hey, I know you guys talked all week long about not quitting, finishing on the right note. What did this team prove about who the 2024 Indianapolis Colts are and how you guys finished the year?
I think we just showed what type of team we are. I think we showed how tough we are. I think we showed that, you know, we have morals, we have standards, and we're like, listen, if you guys want a challenge, if you guys want to come and compete with us, we're going to fight to the very last whistle.
Julian, describe for me the celebration, having a victorious locker room to close out the season.
It's exactly how we wanted it to end. Obviously, we didn't get everything done that we wanted to, but you know, being able to go into the new year and start it off with a win feels good. So you know, this is how we wanted to end our year, so it feels good.
I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, but I believe you said to maybe Kenny on the sidelines that you baited Mac Jones into that interception. Talk me through it.
100%. I just knew by the formation that if the tight end was going to chip, they were going to have an over route by who was ever at 3. I think it was 11, and he sat down. And so I just tried to act like I was going to bite on it, and then there was an over route right behind him. So I just flipped my hips, and he threw it, and I was like, oh, man, like taking candy from baby. So it felt good. It felt good.
How do you describe coming up with a takeaway in a critical situation like that to help lead to the victory?
Just keeping my mind in the game, trying to do everything that I can to make plays because, you know, this season's been very up and down, but wanted to end it off in the right way. So just glad I was in the right place at the right time.
You and I talked about that earlier in the week, finishing it in the right way.
We did.
Showing that you guys are not quitters. What did you guys show in terms of the fight that's in this locker room today to get the win in overtime?
Exactly that. No matter what the situation is, we still had one more game, and we still wanted to end it on the right note. And I felt like, you know, the offense played great. I mean, they came out firing, and it makes our job a lot easier, honestly, on defense when the offense is coming like that. Yeah, like I said, it just shows that we don't have any guy who's wants to quit or anything like that.
What was your vantage point of Z getting that sack and the huge TFL to help close it out?
It was like I was playing Madden. Like I felt like I was playing with Z. I'm like, okay, right down the middle, sack, okay, let's celebrate. How are we going to do the celly? What's it going to look like? But it was awesome to see. Went right up to him, and that's the kind of caliber player he is, Pro Bowler, so we're just happy for him.
Is this celebration just all the sweeter because of all the adversity this group has fought through together this season?
Absolutely, especially because we wanted to stay positive through everything, and you know, being able to end it on a positive note only helps raise the bar for what we can be in the next year. So we just got to figure some things out.